My name is Chester Harvey. I'm a graduate research assistant at the TRC. This poster is presenting on the methodology that I developed as the first part of my thesis on how to measure street environments the way that they might be perceived as a human user when you're actually at street level. So it uses GIS data of buildings and street features to look at the size of the street environment, things like the width and the height of the buildings around it, and also the enclosure, how close the buildings are to one another and what the proportions of that environment are, that we can then use in a model to compare to perceptions of that street environment as a nice place to be, essentially. So the poster presents on a measurement using the case of Baltimore. The thesis looks at Baltimore, New York City, and Boston. Some of the sort of preliminary results you can see with one of the variables, the width of the street. Essentially, you've got more compact streets in the city core, which you would expect, wider streets in the periphery. But then a really interesting facet of this is that there's a lot of heterogeneity. You can see there are, wide streets in the core and small streets out, in the periphery, and this plays into how, people walking down a street might actually experience a lot of change, from one block to the next, and that might not be conducive to them in their pedestrian experience.